Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to a special match reaction, ladies and gentlemen, that we're doing a day later. And I've already explained to my subscribers, guys, the reason why we're doing it a day later is because we could not miss that Arsenal meltdown. That Arsenal meltdown, Lord have mercy on my soul. We needed that. And for the last 24 hours, we've been having fun on the spaces, ladies and gentlemen. We've been having a great time. And thank you so much for joining us once again on yet another match reaction. But this time, it is with a twist. Because this is the first ever match reaction that I'm actually doing with someone. Because you know what? Usually we do a few Husam X Tom Littles and stuff like that. So today, I'm saying, okay, let's just do some X Tom Little plus a match reaction at the same time. Why not just combine them together? Combine the forces. And also, I've got a few things I'm going to cook Tom Little on as well. So it's going to be perfect. Perfect, ladies and gentlemen. So, everyone watching this right now or on the replay, you guys already know the drill. You ain't new here. Make sure you slap the likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Everyone right now, please like the video this very second and slap up that like button. And join us on the channel is none other than the bastard himself who thinks he carries the channel for some reason when he knows he doesn't carry it. He knows he doesn't carry it. I'm not going to go as far as saying he's a Henderson. I'm going to respect him a little bit. But I don't think he's a Salah either. He's a like down the middle. You know, he's a Wijnaldum. Let's just call him that. So joining us on the channel is none other than Jorginho Little. Man like Tom, how you doing, bro?
So your whole thing about how I don't carry the channel and you compare me to Wijnaldum, who we haven't been the same since he's left. So what's that saying about your channel?
Argument for Mane. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know it's a lie. You know it's a lie. Let's not even go there.
It's all good.
It's been a while since
good.
you've come on the channel, you know. I swear
it's been a while since
week.
It's just been me and you.
Yeah, it's been like a week. I can't lie to you. I messaged Kurdish, but he's busy pretending to be with his imaginary girlfriend. So it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, Husam X Tom Little always hits different anyway. Big up to Drunk Vigo. Big up to LFC for the WM. Oh, they've started already? I didn't even ask them. Big up to Mohamed Ammar. Big up
like
to
a serious concern now. This is a serious concern.
I didn't even ask them. Did I say anything, Tom? I can't even blame me. You can't even blame me.
Wait there. Just real quick in the comments. What do you man think my actual age is?
Yes, let us know what you really think his actual age is. Big up to Khazir. Big up to Ravi. Make sure you him and like, subscribe. Big up to Ilya. Oh, so now it's happy birthday me as well. Oh, there you go. 16th. Look at this. 16th birthday. Next comment. Happy 50th birthday, Tom. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. You went from like teenager to someone with grandkids. You cannot make this up, bro. Like at the same time. Let's actually look like how old do they really believe you are? 43, 22, 13, 21, 17, 21, 17, 23, 20, 15. There's no you actually believe he's 12, 20, 16. Damn. People really believe you're like 13 and shit. Guys, he is not 13. He's actually
21.
No, you're not.
I'm 21.
Aren't you actually 19? All jokes aside.
No, I'm 21.
Oh,
Brother, do you not remember the balloons?
No, what balloons?
Oh my god, you've kept going.
Do you still have them?
No, it was my birthday in October. The balloons deflated like December. Why would I still have them?
Oh, they just deflated naturally?
Yeah. But 21.
Hey, fair
October
enough.
2020. October 2001.
2001. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I am 6 years older than you. 7 years older than you. That's wild. Barely on the move. Look at these guys. Anyway, guys, slap up the like, subscribe. And listen, there's only one place to start. So I'm supposed to know the ages of everyone I work with. Plus, I really thought he's 19. Also, I don't know why Tom thinks it's an insult to look younger than you really are. You know how many fuckers think I'm 30? Let's not do this. So anyway.
I thought you were 30.
See? So now I thought I'm the problem, Tom. I thought I'm the bad friend. Yeah, see,
we've never chatted about your age. My age comes up every week because it's apparently my birthday. So
yeah, I'm 27. That's my real age. You bastards! Look at you trying to make me older than I really am. I'm 27, man. I hate you guys. So anyway, match reaction first. Just tell me your overall. Tell me your overall. Here we go. This is the new thing. So a 36-year-old and a 16-year-old stream together. This is like
I thought you were the same. I thought you were the same age as I thought we were like the Henderson Elliott duo, the old washed one and the young. Watched
You
one.
could have said Henderson Bellingham duo.
No, because Bellingham doesn't play for us. Yeah, I've got to use the ones that are here. And Curtis Jones is too good.
And so got that Uncle Albert tax. Nah, I hate you guys. We're gonna move on from my age now and from Tom's age, and we're gonna go. There's no way you look at this, the moneymaker right here, and think I'm old. So, this is the best super chat of all time. This is the best. This is the best super chat in the history of super chats. Can I replace Kurdish? Can't be that hard. Just need to pretend man is better than Salah, and that's it. Oh, no. This is a viol. This is a violation. Oh, no. Nah, that's wild. That's wild, yo. Lock it off. Lock off the stream, man. Lock off the stream, yo.
7 minutes and we're done. We're not topping that.
That's I said, just pretend. Yo, I need to let me send this to Kurdish. I'm actually going to take a picture of it in a second. Let me take a video right now. Yo, Kurdish, you're getting violated in the comments. Man said, can I replace Kurdish? It can't be that hard. Just need to pretend Mane is better than Salah, and that's it. Hold that.
You need your donkey stories as well. You need your donkey stories about Kurdistan. You can't forget those. Get as many of those in as you can.
Oh, my man Kurdish just getting killed. He can hold that respectfully.
It's the fact he's not here to defend himself. That's what makes
I don't even remember the last time like a super chat genuinely made me laugh, but you made me laugh there. Qusay, wallahi. Big up to you, akhi. Anyway, go on. Go on, Tom. Tell me your thoughts on said game yesterday.
I enjoyed parts of it. I enjoyed pretty much. I reckon it was about 7 of the performances out there yesterday. I enjoyed Alisson. I enjoyed Matip, and I've got to give Matip a lot of credit because I didn't think he was the right man for that right centre back role because of the pace that I thought would be needed. But he done really well out there. Can't fault him. I thought Robertson had another solid game. I thought.
Piss off, Tom, man.
I thought
you're never gonna criticize Robertson ever.
I will. I've criticised Robertson this season. I just don't think that yesterday was a game where he deserved criticism. I think Van Dijk deserves it, but I don't think Robertson does. I thought Fabinho was quite good. I thought Jones was another really good performance from Jones. I thought Gakpo was quite good as well. I thought Jota was a bit naff. Didn't really get involved. Salah was
such a predictable
awful.
bastard, honestly.
Salah was awful. Van Dijk, too blasé, way too blasé. But he sourced himself out in the last 20. Was very good in the last 20. And then Jordan Bryan. What may well be the pinnacle of shit performances from Jordan Bryan yesterday. Because that was especially bad, that. And not because he was on the ball much. Do you know what it was? He was just getting in the way. He was just like in the way. Salah couldn't get into the positions that he wants to get into because Henderson was just stood there like a dope, blocking the way. What's he supposed to do? And then the goal. I mean, you wouldn't have watched the BT Sport version. I watched the BT Sport version. Fucking steal.
I don't understand why people still genuinely come to us and act like we scapegoat the man.
Oh, we don't we protect that man if anything.
I just don't get the scapegoating argument. Like, do you not have eyes? Honestly, like, Tom, you know what pisses me off the most about Henderson is positionally. He's always in the wrong place. That's honestly what gets on my last nerve.
It's so mad as well watching Curtis Jones as well, because this is going to come across as mad Curtis Jones play, but I'm going to praise him for it. He can position himself well in that role. He does it so well on that left. He doesn't get in Jota's way. He doesn't get in Robbo's way, but he's always offering a pass. He's always offering a line of support. Henderson stands in Salah's way, then doesn't show as an option for Salah, then doesn't show as an option for Trent, but just still stands there doing nothing in the way. And then when we have to go to defend, which, yes, I understand, it's a lot of running back for you to do, Henderson. It is your only attribute, your energy and everything, but it's a lot of running back to do. It was the 12th minute. You've got energy in the 12th minute. How are you jogging back? with Ben Ramy there? Because Trent does everything right. Trent does everything right on that, and people try
Trent
to
was
knock it on him.
amazing again, by the way.
Yeah,
Another great game.
Trent deserves all the praise in the world. I'm loving him in that role. But that goal, Matip got dragged out a little bit out of position. But Henderson half-arses 2 tackles and then doesn't close down the man who's about to take the shot. And even more so, there's one more that I've got to bring up. When Jones, we made that foul on Paqueta. It was in like the 30th minute. It's a little bit
Paqueta
similar
scored,
to
by the
Liverpool.
way. You mocked me
Yeah.
for wanting Paqueta, and he had a great game, so you can hold that.
Okay, that whoopie do we score? Should we get Philip Billing then? Because Philip Billing scored against us.
No, don't do that. Paqueta's been good this season. Let's not do
Yeah,
this.
he's been good recently because he's finally adapted. But anyway, look, we'll save that for later. But that instant where Jones was trying to tackle Paqueta and it rolls away. Jones puts the tackle in, it rolls away, and Henderson starts to go to it and then stops. So Jones has to foul him.
I
And
know which
Henderson
one
has-
you're talking about.
Henderson then has to go at Jones. Like, what are you on about? What? It's there. You're the captain. Do something. It's just like it makes me. I'm 21 now. Jordan Henderson's making me believe I can become a footballer. Jordan Henderson's making me. If that's what is Liverpool's captain, if that's 150 grand a week, there's hope for me yet. Honestly, I can do what he does. I can do what Jordan Henderson does. That's the mad thing. I can do what he does. That's how bad he was yesterday. That's how bad he's been all season. This has to be the last season of him as a starter. This has to be the last season as a starter. I can't go through any more of this next year. Could you imagine us signing McAllister, Thuram, all these big names, then starting Henderson? McAllister would want to leave. McAllister would just refuse to play. I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, people like McAllister and Caicedo, they don't even need adaptation period or anything. Like they're born, they've been at the Etihad, they've been at the Emirates. Like they already know what this is about. So
They've dunked on
it's not like
Henderson's
they
head
need
already.
anything.
They dunked on our head this season.
Bro, you know what it is with this Henderson stuff. Look, people will come and today I got one of them. Shout out to her, but someone who used to view this channel, and then she come and tell me, Sam, you're toxic and blah blah blah, and you're negative, and it's the way you criticize people. With all due respect to everyone watching, and I say this with the utmost respect, guys, there are plenty of positive, delusional Liverpool channels out there. Feel free to go watch them. From my perspective, I will continue to keep it real, keep it honest. Whether you think that's toxicity or not, that's on you. My thing is very simple. Everyone who has deserved criticism, we have given them criticism this season. My favorite player is Trent. If anyone has heard me in a Trent argument, I lose all common sense. I love that man. I have criticized him this season. I've criticized Salah. I've criticized Van Dijk. I've criticized everyone. You want to be the truth? I've criticized everyone in this team not called Alisson. Anyone not called Alisson has gotten some form of criticism this year because they deserve it. We went from chasing a quadruple to currently in Europa League positions. So, of course, I'm going to be a little bit angry, a little bit emotional, and not to just sit here like a robot and go like, hey, guys, Joe Gomez played bad tonight. Oh, no one does that shit, bro. Like, people allow
It's
people
the
to express
defense of
themselves.
it as well. Like you could ask them to defend these performances, and they never defend the performances. Do you know what they say? What about 3 years ago?
Yeah, 100%. People
We're
keep
not
bringing
3
up
years ago now,
1920,
are
but
we?
once again, that same person, you'll ask him, would you sell Joe Gomez? He'd probably say yes. Then all I have to say is, what about 1920? Van Dijk Gomez was the best centre-back partnership in the whole league. Everyone said that. So, like, the thing is, it's just...
Even last season. Like, just use last season, Joel Matip. We should give Joel Matip a new contract because he was good last season. No. Sentimentality has no place in football. And right now, we are way too sentimental of a club.
100%.
These players deserve criticism. Guess what? They're paid enough. They can take a bit of criticism from Don Husam 6 and Tom Little. If they deserve it. They deserve it. That's the matter of
They
fact.
do.
Yes, I'm not going to sit there and abuse them. There's a fine line. I don't abuse players, but I criticise them because guess what? They get paid enough to put in better performances than 7th or 6th in the league. I think we are now. Woo, 6th.
Hey,
Dreaming of Dublin away.
Let me not even say it. Like, the thing is as well with the Henderson stuff, I want to touch on before we get to the positivity part. Like, here's the thing. I get scapegoating exists in football. I'll give you an example. I believe Arsenal fans have been scapegoating Rob Holding for the last 3, 4, 5 games. That is real scapegoat. Because when you watch Arsenal, you're like, Saka's playing like shit, Partey's playing like shit, Odegaard's playing, all these players are playing like shit. So it's crazy to criticize one guy. But when I watch Jordan Henderson, you guys, let us talk football. Sometimes let us not do agendas. Let's just talk pure football. From a pure footballing perspective, you see this man 99% of the time in the wrong position. 99% of the time is in the wrong position. Neither helping Trent out properly, neither helping Salah out properly. You know, so it's just like what can I sit up here and do? Should I just keep mentioning 1920? Now, let me actually read this before I crashed on Tom. The Milner appearances really starting to pee me off. He wasn't needed yesterday. What's Klopp's obsession with him? I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, no way you're calling him Said now.
I think we
No,
need
this is
him.
disrespect. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't mind Milner's appearance yesterday. Like
I think he's a better right
he's just
centre mid than
okay.
Henderson. I think
And
Milner understands the role a little bit more. Like
and
I
100%
genuinely
agree
don't think
with
Henderson
Tom.
knows
Yeah.
what he's supposed to do. I genuinely don't think Henderson understands what his job is. And he's supposed to be the captain and leads by example. I had no issue with Milner coming on yesterday. It was a ropey game. And when they started throwing in when they started with the long throws again, I was having flashbacks to Forest. I was having flashbacks to Morgan Gibbs White on the edge of the box. I was terrified. Milner, I know he's old, but I'd still rather watch him than Henderson. Like Milner's actually an alright
100%.
footballer.
I'd actually rather keep him than Henderson. Not
Oh
just
yeah.
not just like start him. Bro, look, here's the thing with Milner. Look, Milner, I feel like knows his limits. He understands what he's good at. So you never see Milner attempting some shit like he's Perlo. My problem with Henderson is I feel like if he looked at himself in the mirror, he really believes he's Perlo, which is the problem. Like if Henderson just played to Henderson's capabilities and was just like normal, it would be so much better. So now look, just moving on from the Henderson bit. Here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I genuinely don't mind Milner coming on. I honestly do not mind Milner coming on. If we're in a winning position and we need like someone to shore it up and just keep the thing going or whatever, then it is what it is, man. Then it is what it is. So yeah, listen, man. I have no
I'd
problem
sooner
with
have
Milner.
Milner roll at Henderson because the
And
people have been
actually, let's
saying
ask the comments.
that
You
role
already know
are
what we do, Tom. No paragraphs, no life stories. Just tell me. You can only keep one, Milner or Henderson. Who you keeping? Just write me the name, and I want to see who's on. No, but you say when we are in control of games. Here's the thing: giving Curtis a little bit of rest because we're gonna play this Sunday. I have no problem with. I generally have no problem with that. Like, oh, it's okay. Give him like what 10, 15 minutes off. It's not like we're gonna lose the game, you know. So that's what I'm saying.
I think
Anyway, big
Milner
up
helps the
Gagandeep.
control as well. I think Milner helps the control. Like I don't
I
think we
wouldn't
were
go
in
that far.
control of that game at the end of it yesterday. I didn't think that there was much control per se. I think it was a little bit ropey. I think I've got to be honest. I think he got. I don't think he should have brought Nunez on. I think he should have kept Gakpo on because I thought Gakpo was very good at retaining the ball and keep holding the ball up front for us, so we weren't giving it away every 5 minutes. You needed Milner on if you took Gakpo off because you needed someone to hold on to it. And he done what he done. He wins a couple fouls, made a couple tackles, nearly got booked. It was a solid James Milner performance.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't go as far as saying he helps us control things, but if we take him off, like, I mean, sorry, if we bring him on, this is where me and Gagandip disagree, and me and you agree, Tom. If we bring him on last 10, 15, I generally couldn't care less if we're winning. Like, that's not something I'm going to disagree. Selection says, I know he's shite, but do you think Klopp putting him in a role that's not suited for us? It's on Klopp for me more than it's on Hendo, 100%. But once again, you know, actually, funnily enough, and I know people are going to hate this, but the guy most suited for the role at said football club is actually Ox. Because he's like a hybrid wing slash midfield guy. He would probably
It's
work.
Ox or Elliot.
Elliot, yeah, another one.
If you're looking at that role which we're doing now, that was what we would try and make Elliot do at the start of the season, but we didn't put Trent in midfield enough. So then Elliot was just caught in no man's land because the system was broke. I think now if you were to give Elliot not a run because he hasn't, I'll be honest, he doesn't deserve a run. He deserves a game, and we need to see a sign. He needs to get the treatment that Curtis Jones got, where he gets a game, and if he gives me enough positives, then he gets the game after that, and keep going and keep going and keep going. But I'm sorry, I can't see Henderson starting that role again. I can't see Henderson start for the rest of the season. It doesn't work. It does not work. This system has so much potential to be really good at attacking. If you notice that when we get going, we really get going on attacking fronts. Overloads, good avenues, Trent pinging the ball and everything.
The thing is, what
and then
is
it
the
gets to Hendo.
RCM? What is he? Like, what is he in this? Because I'm gonna cook you on this again. But what is he like in this role? He's someone who should
he's a
keep the ball,
facilitator.
help the right back out defensively, and help give the right winger the fucking ball. It's very simple.
He
And I
needs to
feel
stretch
like,
the play as well. He needs to
yeah,
be able to go stand on the touchline at times and just accept, I'm not going to get the ball in this attack, but I need to be here so space opens up. Henderson, too many times, just stands in the middle of the park. And then Salah, top goal scorer for the past donkey's years, Salah has to go stand on the touchline because, God forbid, Jordan Henderson done it. And that's what kills us off.
honestly, I feel like there's so much pressure on Salah in that formation. Like he has to create and score by himself. But listen, I think he's capable. Why are people on Twitter on you because of Nunez? Hey, they actually proved my point in that tweet. I said you can't criticize him without people coming at you like a bunch of chihuahuas. And that's literally what happened. I said one word on Darwin Nunez, 18 quote tweets. People are mad. People are angry for some reason. But I've got people who are bookmarking the tweet. Why? All because I criticize Nunez. The way they speak on Nunez, you'd think he'd won me the treble. All I'm saying is he should do better. But anyway, now, before we move on to the next topic, which I cannot wait for, and I'm going to shit on selection, I'm going to shit on Tom, I'm going to shit on all these tacticals. But before I do that, big up to Qusay, Gagan Deep Selection, and Amin. Guys, there's 200 people watching us. We ain't even on 100 likes yet. Don't be bozos. Don't be like Darwin Nunez. Be like Salah in front of goal. Slap that like button. Subscribe to the channel for it to do. So everyone right now, just like the video and subscribe. And big up to everyone who sends in a super chat. Always shows us the love and support. Now, something very beautiful happened in the second half. And you ain't going to interrupt me once till I'm done, you tactical. Something very beautiful happened in the second half. Mwah, incredible. Jordan Henderson was substituted off for Thiago Alcantara. Now, last time we spoke, ball progressive, ball retention, ball carrying actions, Mr. Tactical over here and selection were hugging each other, agreeing that, I don't think this guy can play the RCM. I don't think this guy can play the RCM because it's a different role to blah, 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 blah. Just the same old tactical fucking nonsense. And all I said was, guys, let's put the players who can play football on the pitch and they will figure it out. LCM, RCM, ball progressive, ball carrying, ball retention actions. No one cares. We put Thiago and Curtis Jones on the same pitch. I don't want Curtis Jones to play for Liverpool. I think he's not good enough. I also recognize Curtis Jones can pass left and pass right. That's one thing he can do well. So we put two midfielders who can pass left and pass right. And after that substitution was made, can someone name me a dangerous West Ham chance? I'll wait. Can someone name me one dangerous West Ham chance? No, you can't. And you know why you can't? Because put the players who can play football on the pitch and they will figure it out. That has been my premise all this time, and I stick by it. Guys, football is not as complex as the likes of Tom Little wants you to feel, or other tacticals wants you to feel. There was a guy, I don't want to mention his name. I blocked him on his original. He created a new account. I blocked him again. I actually hate tacticals more than I hate top reds. Like, I generally cannot stand tacticals. Tacticals are the same people that told me Arthur Melo would be a better signing for Liverpool than Matheus Nunes, because Mr. Arthur Melo plays the LCM and it's a different role. Guys, with all due respect, I'll mention this example again. When Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro, and when Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets take the pitch, no one cares who the LCM is, no one cares who the RCM is, because they play football and they play football well. Thiago and Curtis took the right-hand side a little bit, Thiago took the right-hand side a little bit, Trent took the right-hand side a little bit, and it worked. Why? And I'm going to use a tactical word. I'm going to dunk on using your own words, because they had ball retention, because they could have kept the ball at a very high level. So it worked. So I give credit to Curtis Jones. I don't think he was amazing against West Ham like people make out. I think the bar for a good midfielder is actually in hell. So like anytime someone's like, okay, they have to overdo it. But I think all the two midfielders, Thiago and Curtis, combined well, played well together. And this, can't be the moment to say this, this is actually the two eights that I want starting against Spurs, Thiago and Curtis. Because Spurs today, we saw, they have the ability to switch it on if they feel like it. And I don't want to take that risk. Now you can go ahead, Tom Little, explain the RCM, LCM. Go on.
I don't think Thiago was that good when he came on, to start off with. I'll be honest, I don't. I think once we scored, he was good because he didn't have to play the right centre mid role. he ended up being a pivot. I don't think he was great when he came on, though. I just think it was anyone was going to be better than the shit Henderson was putting out there. I still don't think Thiago was all that fantastic in that role, and all my points still stand for me. One average 20 minutes doesn't change my points. Let's bear in mind, he was. I don't think it's a pen, but he was the one who had the handball thing. So I just don't think Thiago was that great when he came on. I think if you're going to bring Thiago on, you have to bring him on in a pivot alongside Trent rather than out wide. So if you ask me to pick my midfield three for
I'm so tired of
Tottenham,
you. Did you actually say that? Oh my god. Oh my god, this selection Tom Little relationship is getting on my last nerves. Are you actually serious? Like, do you actually think Thiago didn't play well?
I don't. By his normal
Am I
standards,
imagining shit?
I don't think he was that great.
Oh my god, Tom.
Until once he moved deeper, once we changed it up and he moved deeper, he was good because he was able to work alongside Trent. When he was further forwards, I don't think he was great because he was often isolated. I believe if you want to get the best out of Thiago in this system, you can't have Fabinho in there. I think you need Thiago and Trent together. And then you go and buy midfielders to go around them. Or if you want to be more defensive minded, it's Trent and Fabinho. I don't think Thiago is a 100% nailed on start in this system because I don't think he can do that wide role in the same way. That's just me, though. If you believe he was good, that's fine. He just wasn't what I was expecting to see. I thought Curtis Jones had a better game. Curtis Jones was more effective in the role.
No way. No way you just said that. There is no way you just said Curtis Jones was better than Thiago. I refuse to share the screen with you. I refuse to share the screen. I'm actually serious, Tom.
Yeah, I thought.
Are you 100% dead serious?
Yeah, I thought Curtis Jones had a better game than Thiago.
You know what's funny about this, Bilal? He actually plays FM as well. He actually plays FM.
I haven't played it for ages. I haven't played it for ages. Been busy, but look, you don't have to. Again, it's just what I watched. I don't think Thiago was as. I don't think he was fantastic in that role. I mean, he was better than Henderson. I'm not going to argue that. I just don't think he was fantastic in that role because I don't think he played the same role.
I am smiling. I'm honestly smiling because I cannot believe what I'm hearing right now, Tom. How can you say you got proven wrong? So now you're saying something you don't actually believe. Be real.
I do believe that Curtis Jones had a better game than Thiago.
That's okay. If I played Curtis RCM, because since you like that shit fucking RCM.
No, because RCM. I don't think Curtis Jones can play it.
So you still stick by it?
I know who I would want at right centre mid, and it's either Ox or Elliott, because I think they're the players that are suited for it.
Now I'm gonna stop myself from getting angry at you, but here's what I will say, Thomas Little.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still believe?
Have you seen the heat maps from yesterday?
No, fuck the heat maps. Let me ask you a question. Tomorrow, no, fuck the heat maps. Let me ask you something. Tomorrow, Prime Xavi, Prime Iniesta are now Liverpool players. They suddenly appear as Liverpool players. Does it matter who you put RCM? Does it matter who you put LCM?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think you could put Xavi at RCM in our system because you'd just waste them. You'd waste his fucking best attributes.
So you're going to put Iniesta RCM because it makes a difference?
I think Iniesta can play it, but I don't think Xavi can play it. When I say they can't play it, I mean by the standards I expected them. I don't mean they'd be shit. I just mean they wouldn't play at the levels that I can expect. I think Xavi would spend too much time doing stuff that takes away from his game. Could you imagine us having prime Xavi and telling him to be a fucking go stand on touchline, whipping crosses and track back for Trent? What are you doing?
He's saying the devil is back out. Hey, it is back out, and it's in the form of Tom
I'd put,
Little today.
you know what?
I cannot
I'd put,
believe you actually think Xavi and Iniesta need to figure out who plays RCM.
no, because I put Xavi alongside Trent. I'd have Xavi, Trent, and Iniesta.
Do you understand that Xavi and Iniesta are two of the top 5 midfielders of all time, and you still sit here and tell me RCM and LCM?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You actually need help, you know? You actually need help. I cannot believe you guys just overcomplicate football for no reason, honestly. There's no reason to overcomplicate.
It makes sense in my
I
head.
think,
That's all.
no, let me
That's
even make
fine.
it worse for you. I think Curtis could play RCM. He could
I
replicate the same performances he has on the right side. It's not that deep.
I don't think he can though, because I think he benefits from having Robertson overlap. So the fact that he's always got that other option of Robertson. Let's say Jota doesn't show for the pass. He's always got Robertson to fall back on. Our right centre mid doesn't really have Trent overlapping, does he? Because Trent's in the middle now. So they need to be a little more proactive almost. So which is why I'd say with the way with the way Curtis Jones plays, the way he likes to cut inside and everything, I wouldn't put him right centre mid. I'd put Ox there. I like the idea of Ox there. I think he's got the legs for it. I think he's got the, he's got the positional sense for it. And I think the same thing goes with Elliott, although he's a little bit worse off at it.
So who's your starting 3 then?
For
Spurs.
Spurs,
Yes.
Fabinho. One of Fabinho or two, I don't really care. If you want to try and defend more Fabinho, if you want to try and go for 6, Thiago, but I'd have one of them two alongside Trent with Jones and Elliott as the 2 centre mids.
So who you're putting to the bench? No, but that doesn't answer. You ain't gonna be a fence sitter.
Right, okay. Well, I want us to go for the kill. So I'd put Thiago.
Tom,
Jones,
you are the
Elliott.
manager. Name the 3. Full stop. Don't tell me or. Give me the names.
Thiago, Jones, Elliott.
You're benching Fabinho.
And then he comes.
You want to prove yourself wrong, right? So bad that you're saying stuff that you do not believe. Look at this guy's smug smile. Look at his smug
smile. Look,
I'm
more than happy. I'm more than
Tom,
happy.
If Fabinho, Thiago, and Curtis starts, you are so smug because you know that would win your midfield. You know, guys.
I'm not.
Let me tell
Again,
you,
I'm not. Husam, I'm not. If we go for Thiago there,
I know Tom Little. I know him. If we did not have this RCM LCM conversation, I promise you, I swear on everything, he would have said Fabinho, Curtis, and Thiago. I promise you.
I wouldn't have, because I don't believe it's the right thing to do. I don't. I'm sick of putting players in the wrong roles. I've been saying it all season. That's the one thing I've been saying all season. I'm sick of putting square pegs in round holes, and I don't believe that Thiago is the right player for that right centre mid spot. Is he going to stink up the gaff? No, because he's a good player. But would I come away from that game going, that wasn't a great Thiago performance because he wasn't in the right positions, the role didn't suit him? Probably, yeah. It's fine.
I can't lie to you. For me, it's Fabinho, Curtis, and Thiago. And unlike Tom Little, I don't give a fuck who plays RCM, and I don't give a fuck who plays LCM. I'm a massive fan of let us put the footballers on the pitch, and they're going to get it together, and they're going to figure it out, and they're going to do the right thing. Now, I understand that the right-hand side and the left-hand side have different roles. Even me, as not the biggest fan of Curtis Jones, I think he can do the right-hand side stuff. The only extra part that needs to be applied to his game is he needs to help Trent out defensively. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not even that deep. All he needs to do is a little bit more work rate in terms of getting back and helping out Trent. That is it. It's not like he has to. It's not like he has to invent football again, create something so out of the blue. Honestly, if Curtis does what he does on the left and helps Trent out defensively, he's achieved what that role entails. It's honestly not that deep.
Do you know what? If I was actually mental and I was sticking by your, thing that I live and die by, right centre mid, left centre mid, etc., etc. The logical way, if I wanted to go with your midfield 3, is Fabinho right centre mid. It is. It is, because Fabinho would be the best at covering Trent, covering that right hand channel. You'd get Thiago in a position where he can actually dictate tempo. Fabinho can't dictate tempo. Thiago can. You'd have Thiago and Trent as a base. You could keep Fabinho a little bit more defensive, which would give Salah all the free reign, and have Curtis Jones on the other side. But that's obviously not going to work because it's stupid. You've got to apply context in these situations. That's all I'll say. Like, Husam's trying to make it out like it's some mad thing that I'm saying. I just don't believe that you get the best out of Thiago at right centre mid. I don't believe you get the best out of him at right centre mid. It's what it is. He's gone now. He just can't handle the truth. That's what it is. He can't handle the truth.
I cannot believe you just called someone who turns like a garbage truck to play RCM. Do you understand that Fabinho will be huffing and puffing by the 17th minute if he has to play right central midfield?
Yeah.
So why are you proposing it then?
Because I was just going by your logic of, I live and die by profiles. I would not do this, by the way.
No, but you're saying by my logic, Fabinho's a DM. I'm saying the 2-8s. I'm speaking specifically about the 2-8s. Look, here's my point. My point is very simple. My point is, when it comes to the 2-8s, forget the 6. The 6 needs to be a destroyer, someone who can pass the ball. When it comes to the 2-8s, Habibi, it does not matter who plays where, as long as they both can play the sport. It's very simple for me.
So, Husam, let me ask you a question then. You know that system that we played 1920? You know, one where it was boss, we won the league, etc., etc.
Hey, those were the good days, man.
Yeah. Could you have played Coutinho left wing, or was it just Mane who could work left wing, or the profile of Mane, should we say? Or would you?
I think Coutinho would have been worked left wing, but then where would you play Mane? That's the problem. Are you saying bench Mane?
Again, would you say a profile of a Coutinho would be as effective in that system as a profile?
No, of course not, because Mane scores goals.
So then that's exactly what I'm saying with this.
No, but I agree with that when it comes to the forwards.
No, but it works in centre mid as well, because the profile of Thiago, you're wasting. What is the one thing that we've always moaned about this season? Thiago is having to do way too much defensive work. We're not getting him in the natural
when he was in a double pivot.
But the point is, we're not getting him in the positions that he can actually impact the game. He's having to sit too deep. He's having to hold people's hands. In this role, he has to just basically stand on the touchline and do backward passes and forward passes to Salah or Trent. That is wasting away Thiago's best attributes, which is why I wouldn't want to see it. Could he do it? Yes, he could do it. But in the same way a Ferrari can drive me to the corner shop, I wouldn't drive a Ferrari to the corner shop.
But you're the one acting like two Ferraris can't race. That's my problem. Like, they can't race as effectively. If we sign McAllister and Caicedo together, for example, I genuinely do not believe it matters who you play right, who you play left. Like, I just think
you know what side I think Thiago. I think Thiago can play the left. I think he can play the left when he's. I
think he can play the right and the left.
I don't think he's as effective on the right though. I think he's doing too much.
But then he played on the right against West Ham. He was good, bro. And by the way, that was never a pen. Never a pen.
No, it's not a pen because they've gotten away.
Like, do you want Thiago to cut his arm off and slide tackle?
Exactly. Like, his arm's going down to hold himself up. I just don't believe that he played the same right centre mid. I think we were a little bit more. I think he's naturally trying to drift into the middle more, which is fine. He's one of the fucking best midfielders of a generation.
My point. If we have press-resistant midfielders who can keep the ball, I generally don't think it matters where we keep them.
Okay, so what? Not a waste when passing rate is 99%. That's fine. Thiago can have it. Let's say we put in the middle, it drops to 95%. He's going to be playing much more dangerous passes from the centre than the right, because on the right, it's either going to be back to Konate, back to Trent, or up to Salah. All of them not in great positions where it's going to lead directly.
Or diagonals to the left winger. Or a through ball to the striker.
Again, Cody Gakpo doesn't make those type of runs, especially when in the positions that Thiago will be receiving the ball. The switches to the left winger, they can come off. I'll give you that one. Thiago's got that in his bag.
I agree with you that players more comfortable on certain side. I understand. Okay, Curtis more comfortable on the left because he can cut in. So he's more comfortable there. Does that mean that he cannot play the right? No. Does that mean if I play Curtis and Thiago together, which are both players that can keep the ball, it doesn't work? No, it works. So that goes back to my point. When you put the midfielders who are press resistant and can keep the ball, it honestly doesn't matter. That is my point, because when Thiago, and this is what I noticed, right? Thiago Curtis came on, and the immediate massive change in the team is we don't concede chances anymore. That's genuinely the biggest thing. Like, we didn't actually concede chances
I
after
think
he came
I
on.
think we were able to get further up the pitch. I think we were able to sustain the attacks more because we got very narrow when Jones came on. I thought for the first like 5-10 minutes we were very narrow. Everyone was very compact in the middle, and they couldn't get out because of it. And then once we scored, we started to spread out a little bit more. Trent didn't get into the midfield as much. Thiago was covering that role a bit more. You know, at the end of the day, look, Thiago can work it. Thiago is a world class player. Thiago can work there. I just don't believe you get the best out of him. And I want to watch the best of Thiago week in, week out. And I really want to see him and Trent together for a game in that middle of the park.
Same.
Because
I agree with that.
he as good as Fabinho is at breaking up play, which is fine, you don't need to break up play if they're not attacking you.
But I
Because
think
you're
for
just
Spurs specifically, we need Fabinho.
Yes,
We need
but
him
no,
to get the yellow card and then do this to the ref.
I think it depends on if Harry Kane's like it depends on how Harry Kane plays, because him dropping deep is what you'd need Fabinho for to go cut the passing lanes there. If Harry Kane's having a shit game, you can have Thiago and Trent together, because Spurs are a bit naff. They don't have a creative midfielder there. Højbjerg and Oliver Skip can't exactly split through two lines. They can't pass through a defence and a midfield. So is what it is. I mean, I think you need Van Dijk to be better than he was as well, to really get the best out of it as well. Because I don't think Van Dijk was that great yesterday. He had a big moment where he, like, what was it, toe poked that chance past the post, where Mikel Antonio was right about to put it in. But the Bowen one, like, that's what we've seen too much of, and even his passing. You know, in the first 20 minutes,
I thought Bowen had a good game, to be honest.
Jared Bowen had a very good game. I thought, you know what, I do have to criticize Robertson. He needs to stop going.
Oh, so now you want to criticize him?
No, because it's a fair criticism. He needs to stop trying to fucking press the defense. You've got to play a very more. I
thought Robertson all round was meaty,
conservative role.
He had a mid game.
I wouldn't say it was mid, but I wouldn't say it was great. He got the assist. He always stat pads and assist Robertson, but at the end of the day, I just think he needs to realise that he can't be as gung-ho when he's in a back three. Like, we need you in a more conservative position to get back. And it was, what chance was it? Was it the Bowen goal, was it? Which got ruled out, where he's...
Yeah, the Bowen goal, he got done there. He got done there.
Yeah, when he's meant to, like, close down Paqueta. He's meant to close down Paqueta, hasn't he? And it's just been passed past him. And Van Dijk's one-on-one with him.
The Van Dijk, that moment, I don't care whether it was ruled off or not, but Van Dijk, man, put some effort into it. Anyway, before I read the super chats, Tom, I really hope that this Saturday we see Fabinho, Curtis, and Thiago.
We're not playing on Saturday.
Sunday, sorry. If I see Fabinho, Thiago, and Curtis, I really want to see that, Tom, just so I can genuinely take the massive, biggest middle finger.
Sam, you know what? I hope they all play and they have an absolute blinder.
Do you think the key to being a good midfielder is the ability to keep the ball, honestly, and passing? Would you say those two are like key attributes?
I think your game intelligence is the most important part, but the key parts, yeah, your passing, your ball retention, your dribbling, all that stuff, yeah. But I think being able to be smart in the way you got to be is the most important part, which Henderson lacks. So yeah.
Okay, so you agree with me then, but you just took a long-winded answer, because to be able to be a good passer and be press resistant, you need IQ. Am I lying? Okay, so because you cannot name a good passer with shit IQ, it just doesn't exist. So, thing is, you can try by what work, my brother. Who you want to go through? Let's go through it. Xavi, Iniesta, Xabi Alonso, Busquets, Thiago Alcantara. Go on. Who? Name me a good passer with shit IQ. Doesn't work.
Let me see.
Don't even try. You know you ain't gonna find one. So the point is, here's my point. Bottom line point before I read super chats and we move on. Bottom line point is, if you have the IQ, as you said, and the press resistance and the ability to pass, I think it does not matter whoever plays where, because it will work. Because you can keep the ball. And if you have the opposition boxed into their own half, it doesn't matter who's where. Because you are going to achieve the objective, which is to keep the ball, concede less attacks, and gain more attacks. That's it. My logic is very simple to be honest.
At the end of the day, I hope you're right, and I hope I'm not. I hope if all those three go out there, they have a blinder and they make me look stupid, because that means we win, and I just want to win games now. So this is the thing. I'm not asked about being right or wrong. I'll just say my bit. I'll just say what I think it is. And at the end of the day, I don't believe that you get the best out of Thiago at right centre mid. I believe you get a good version, but you don't get the best out of him. And I want to see the best out of him, especially since it doesn't look like he's going to get a new contract. So we only get one more year of him.
Who, Thiago?
Mm.
Oh, we will see. We will see what happens in the future. I think we're going to have a different rebuild for different positions in the future, but it is what it is. Big up to Jack, who says, Husam, cheer me up, please. Do Roy Keane saying, Maguire, you have him off to a team. Maguire! When he said that, I just lost my mind. This guy's like, Maguire! I wouldn't even let him on the bus. He just lost his mind, man. Big up to Jack, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. My brother, big up to Alex, says, I agree. Jones was better. I'm not sure if a pivot of Trent and Thiago would work long term. I agree. And by the way, I don't even think Klopp's going to play this inverted crap next year to begin with. I think...
Oh, no, that would annoy me so much, because this is actually
he's
so
not going to
enjoyable
do
to
it,
watch.
Tom. You know who your manager is. Let's cut the crap here. Come on. You're a smart man.
Like this system's just lining up so good with the transfer. Like imagine, just humour me. We end up starting next season with Alisson, Canate, Van Dijk, Robertson, McAllister, Trent, Thuram, whoever you want. If you're, in fact, no, you'd probably put Thuram left centre mid, and you can have Thiago or Fabinho alongside Trent. You go with Diaz, you go with Gakpo, you go with Salah. That team is boss. I don't want to go back to 4-3-3, because then...
No, but you're saying that once again. I think if we sign... Here's the thing. Klopp's plan A, when it doesn't work, it's bad. But when it works, you cannot lie. 18, 19, 19, 20, we were smoking teams.
You know what, Husam? I'm happy to fall back on the 4-3-3. It's not, if this inverted stuff isn't working the game, fall back on the 4-3-3. Make Trent go overlap.
I think he's going to fall back anyway. If we sign 2 8s, I don't think he goes to double pivot.
And I think he's a dickhead. I think
Wow.
it's an idiot move. I think it's an idiot move. This system is good. This system... Look at the two top teams this season. They play an inverted system because it works. And we have the best inverted fullback in the world. We have the player who's the quintessential player for that role. If you were to give Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta unlimited money, they'd go sign Trent, because he's the perfect player for that role. We have the perfect piece. And
I understand where you're coming from, but from Klopp's perspective, his plan A works if he has 2 8s. So I think he signs 2 8s. He just goes back to the. Honestly, he just goes back to the plain thing that worked. And here's the thing. Look, Tom, I know you might not like it, but if the 3 in midfield works, the Klopp system works to its best ability. Like, it's just the truth. But then, if we sign McAllister and whoever the fuck, and
yes, but then I think you're wasting away other players. So I think if you were to sign McAllister, he can do just as well as a right centre mid as he does in the right mid, right attacking mid, whatever the fuck he plays in this system. If you'd sign Thuram and chuck him at traditional left centre mid, he'd do just as well, if not better, in the left mid, left centre mid role that we've got in this new one. But you get the added bonus of having Trent get in actual dangerous positions.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I am not. I'm saying I know what Klopp will do.
I'm Jürgen's watching. I need him to get this message to his skull. Have I ever told you the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting something different? That's what we will do if we go back to 4-3-3. It's happened 3 times this season. And McAllister's boss, I'd love McAllister. Thuram is boss, I'd love Thuram. But I want to see this system go through again, because then what was the point of playing it? What was the point of playing it? Because you might as well. What have I been saying, Husam? Play the system that you're going to play next year, so the players get used to it. The players are getting used to this, so play it next year. If it doesn't work to start off with, then you can fall back on 4-3-3.
I understand, but Klopp will always go to his plan A. It's just the truth. Husam didn't rate Jones, and now all of a sudden he thinks he can play in RCM. Lamau, laughing my ass out. The dynamics of LCM and RCM are different. Profiles matter. Selection. Listen, I don't want to explain this for the 500th time. I think you understood when I first said it. If we put press resistant able passers who have intelligence and IQ, it does not matter. If I play Bernardo RCM and KDB LCM or the reverse, it works either way because both can keep the ball, both can create, both have IQ. And that is simply my point. Now, I still don't train Jones because I will not change my mind based on 3-4 games. And neither should Tom. Neither should anyone.
It's been 5 games for Sam.
If you give me he got subbed off in 2 of those. If you give me a consistent run, consistency is key in football. Consistency is where it matters. We has to deliver these type of performances regularly. Bilal says Fabinho RCM Sam Allah cook this guy please bro. I had to leave the stream. I cannot do this anymore. Like he actually to think he can prove he proved something. He went and took a DM and put him in midfield. Like he went and put a DM.
I don't believe the right things, but 100% there'll be
But I'm
someone
not
out there.
using my
who
logic.
believes that
My logic is for the 8s, not for a DM, you bozo.
No, but for profile, Fabinho, let's be honest.
Fabinho can't run.
I wouldn't put him there. I wouldn't put him there because it's fucking stupid. The man turns like a fucking a stone. He doesn't turn at all, basically.
Yeah, he doesn't have
just
athleticism either.
But that's what we've got there anyway.
This guy, bro. This is just you're just doing too much. You're just doing too much. Fabinho, bro. Bilal, thank you for the super chat, but I can't believe he even uttered those words. Hafid Daraji calling Virgil van Dijk Van Maguire. Fix up, bro. Hey, I can't lie. The Arab commentators been laying into Maguire. He's become they call the guy Upa Maguire as well, bro. That's
Upa Maguire was hilarious.
bro. Arab commentators are just wild all the time. Anyway, just before we enter our final segment, 200 people watching us. Please do make sure you slap the likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. We ain't even on 100 likes yet. Slap the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. I hope you guys love our new background because we're in 7th currently. So please like the video and subscribe. We are in 7th. Big up to Qusay, Gagan Deep Selection, Amin, Bilal, and Jack for the super chats. Big up to every single person who sends in a super chat. All the people who shows us the love and support. Selection, everyone who has helped us throughout the channel. Love you all. Make sure you slap that like button right now. We are 5 likes away from 100, so we're approaching it. So please like and subscribe now. Now, Tom Little, Darwin Nunez, stinker again. You get me? Cody Gakpo goal again. Jota, Salah, must do better. What are you saying on the forward line performances? And after you're done, I'll tell you why I think profiles for the forward line matter. Go on.
I mean, I'm more than happy to go into a forward line profile debate because I have a very set belief on who should play where. I love Cody Gakpo, basically. That's all this is. I love Cody Gakpo. I think Cody Gakpo is boss. I think everything he brings is exactly what this team needs, and I think he's amazing. Jota, this is what happens with Jota. He's not a fantastic footballer, and certain people don't like that. I'm all right with it because more often than not, he produces. Yesterday was just one of those games where he didn't produce, and it passed him by a little bit. Good on Jürgen for actually making the sub early, rather than keeping him on until the 70th and just
finally, by the way, thank God.
Salah was just dog shit. Couldn't get anything to stick. Couldn't play a pass. Was making the wrong decisions. Couldn't get a shot off. Very unusual performance. So I'm not going to hold it against him. But I need to see better. Nunez. Let's go Diaz first because I thought Diaz was bright again. I've thought Diaz was getting a lot of this. It depends what you're expecting from him. I'm not expecting him to light the world up. I'm expecting to see him start to ease his way back in. And I saw moments again yesterday where he was growing in confidence, where he was taking players on, where he was.
Do you think Diaz's decision making has improved on a real level?
I don't. Quick question: how do you expect it to improve when he's been injured for the whole thing? So he's not been put in the situation to improve the decision making. It was the exact same thing I was saying with Jones. These footballers improve their decision making by being put in the positions where they have to make the decision. You can't just sit there and watch the game on a telly and go, "Yeah, I do that," because it's a completely different environment. But I thought Diaz was all right. I enjoy. I've missed what he brings. I've missed his excitement. But Nunez, I don't believe Nunez works up front. I believe we bought an £80 million left wing. That's what I've realised. I don't think in the way that we play, with the way that we play,
he is not a striker. And I think you waste him up front because he doesn't know what he's supposed to do up there. It would be like us having Fernando Torres do the Bobby Firmino role. He could probably do it like sometimes, but you'd sit there and go, that's not his game. Why is he dropping deep? He needs to be running behind. I think Nunez works better on the left, and I believe that Jota works better in the middle. So I've been saying this to Sam, haven't I? I've been saying that I believe...
Well, how come you're not using the profile logic?
Because what do you want Darwin Nunez' profile?
Salah, Nunez, Jota? That has less fluidity than a mayonnaise jar right now.
That's not my front three. My
So what
front
is your
three...
front three?
My front threes, because I've got a rotation one. Salah, Gakpo, Nunez.
I'm not letting
Salah.
you get away with it. No, stop. You can only choose one front three right now.
Well, no, because it was a rotation one. The other one was going to be
Most
Salah.
important game of your life. There's a
Most
knife on your throat.
most
You must
important game
win.
of the
Name
season.
your front
Okay.
three. There's a knife on your throat. You must win. Name your front three.
Salah,
ain't gonna allow
Gakpo,
you to do
Nunez.
it.
Salah, Gakpo, Nunez.
So you're benching Jota.
Because I don't think Jota... Look, Jota's good. You know I love Jota. I was in the Jota defence league when everyone was fucking slagging him off. But I believe, and I've said it for ages, he is a striker. He is a striker. And I would sooner have him up front and Nunez on the left. And I think, if you want to talk about profiles, Nunez and Jota can't work together. In the same way that I don't believe that Diaz and Gakpo will work very well together. Because I believe they're going to end up in the same positions. They're both going to want to be in the same spots. So I would have whatever way Jurgen wants to do it. If he wants to go Nunez and Gakpo, or whether he wants to go Diaz and Jota, I don't mind. All of them are boss. But I think they're the combinations that you have to have. And I think there's like other minor ones, like maybe Diaz, Nunez works. But again, I think Nunez, I don't like seeing him up front on his own. I think he ends up, you know what Nunez is like? He's like a puppy. He's like a little puppy. And he gets too excited and he doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. That's a nice way I can put Nunez. When he's up front on his own, he doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He doesn't know whether he's supposed to run in behind and do what he normally does, or whether he should drop deep and try and link up. So he ends up picking the wrong decision most of the time. I think Nunez has to go out on the left, where he can make the runs in between the fullback and the centre-back, use his attributes. And he's a better finisher out on the left. Putting him in the middle, he looks very stiff. He has to be able to open up his body a little bit to finish. So, I mean, you probably did. I think you're. If I had to guess, I think you're pretty sick of the Nunez thing now. I think you're ready to throw in the towel on the Nunez thing.
No, but it's not even throwing the towel. I think he could become a player or whatever. The only problem is, like, you must also say that we expect more from Nunez. We cannot sit up here and lie. Like, we cannot sit up here and say that what he's doing is also good enough. Like against West Ham, he stank it up, bro. Like, I'm sorry, people sometimes don't like it, but it's the truth. He stank it up. He did. He stank it up against West Ham. And there is nothing that anyone can say that can change my mind on said topic. He just stank it up. And for me, I just don't like this whole giving him a lie because he creates chaos and he causes chaos and everyone just shouts, Nunez. Like, I'm willing to give him time and everything, but don't try pretend that he's been good because he hasn't been good. He has not been good.
He hasn't been good, but I don't think he's been bad per se. I think he's towed the line, and I think he'd be looked on a lot more favourably if he wasn't £80 million. I think that's the be-all end-all. If we'd paid £80 million for Gakpo and 40 million for Nunez, what the analysis would be very different, wouldn't he? Because you'd be sitting there going, Nunez had a really good season. Gakpo, he's been. I'd sooner say Gakpo was the one who should have cost 80 because he's been that good. But I don't like to hold it against these players for their price tag because Nunez didn't pick his price tag. We're the dickheads for paying it.
Big up David, man.
That's the be all end all. I'd love to know what your front three would be.
My front three is very simple. I'm going Gakpo, I'm going Jota, and I'm going Salah. It is the thing that works for Liverpool Football Club. 2 goal scorers and a creator down the middle. Isaac's assist is what people think Nunez will do, bro. Honestly, man, like seeing Darwin Nunez, my guy, like the problem is here's the thing. You can always account for lack of technical ability, aka Jota. If you score goals, no one would give a fuck. But if you have lack of technical ability and you ain't scoring, nah, people are gonna have a problem with it. I'm sorry. Like it doesn't matter how much you love him, how much you shout his name, all that shit. If he doesn't perform on the football pitch to either level, it's a problem. Now here's the thing: why I was telling
you know what though, Sam? I think he needs a start. I think he needs like a start.
confidence. You're gonna tell me now.
Yes and no. I think he just needs an actual game because I don't think
Well, he's
Nunez.
had multiple games though.
No, but has he had them in this 3-4? I'm gonna say it's a 3-4-3 because or a 2-3-5 or whatever it is.
2-3-5. You know, you play too
I-
much FM. You know, I'll
Lad, you
tell you in a
can't play a
second, K, why I don't
2-3-5
think
in
that
FM.
works.
I don't
Gakpo's
think Diaz,
learning.
Gakpo, Salah works.
Yes, and I'll tell you what now. Gakpo's learning our pressure structure at a much quicker pace than Nunez. I don't think Nunez understands what's going on.
No, this is the thing as well. Like,
We can tell Nunez
I
don't understand. Like, we could
this
tell.
thing.
Honestly.
We understand everything that's said about how he doesn't understand the language and everything, but that's on fucking him. Learn the
Yes.
language.
Football is a global language as well, you know.
And
In
even
Jordan,
then,
if you say shoot, they'll
Bobby
understand.
Firmino don't
You know?
speak it. Bobby Firmino don't speak English, but he still understands it.
Pro selection, if you say shoot, pass in Jordan, they'll understand. Pass, shoot. Like, it's just like, bro, football is a global language, man. The problem is, I just don't think, you know, me and Tom were speaking earlier on about IQ. I just don't think he has the IQ in the football perspective to play on the wing.
I've won anyway, so I've won off the stream anyway. You've invariably said that Curtis Jones has IQ, which is something you were
No,
behemoth on him not having.
Out of the players we have, chillax. Out of the players that we have, I said he can pass right and can pass left. That's what I told.
You
But
said
anyway, listen to
Curtis
the thing.
Jones, you meant Curtis Jones has IQ. and
Okay,
I've won.
we have moved on from the midfield. Now, let me say this on the whole pressure structure and the pace as well is an important subject and all of that. Here's the thing. Look, Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah won't work because Diaz, at his best, will probably get you a combined 12 GA, 13 GA if he played the whole year. I think if he played the whole year at left wing, didn't get injured once, he probably have 13 GA. I think that right there, which is Diaz, Gakpo, Salah, would be putting so much goal scoring pressure on Salah. That's the problem. I think you're basically asking Salah to score basically 30 goals in order for that system to work. I think Gakpo, Jota, Salah works because Salah for me is the joker. He can do both. He can create and he can score. But if I'm asking him to score, create, then I'm putting too much pressure on him because I need someone alongside him who can score. And I think Jota, for me, is the answer to that. Jota scores goals. And if I put Jota on the left wing, he has the work rate, he has the goal scoring. Gakpo down the middle, press resistant, can keep the ball, can create for the others, has a shot on him as well. I really think Gakpo, Salah, Jota works. Gakpo, Salah, Nunez, if Nunez decides to suddenly start scoring goals, learn how to score a goal, then that would work as well. I think Diaz
This is
now
the thing,
for me.
I've got to be honest with you, I think Gakpo Nunez has to be explored. I really do. Because I think the way Gakpo plays and almost the threat he carries, that opens up space for Nunez. That I think suits Nunez's game. Listen, I'll be honest, I don't think we should be trying to do as much accommodation for Nunez because it seems a bit wrong. But what the profile Gakpo has, defenders are scared of him. Did you see his little flick yesterday over whoever it was? He was on skates. He fell. He was flailing. Gakpo was running the show. Defenders watch football. Defenders will go and get touch tight to Gakpo, and when they go and get touch tight, all of a sudden space opens up from behind. What is Nunez's best attribute? Running in behind. If you're able, now that we've got Trent in the correct positions to play these passes, you can suddenly have that avenue of attack that we so desperately need, of that long ball over the top to unlock someone quick. And that's what I think. It shouldn't be what is relied on. I'm not going to say Nunez should start Tottenham because he shouldn't. I still think Jota should.
Mhm.
But I'd like to see Nunez get a start before the end of the season alongside Salah and Gakpo because I want to see how it works.
Nunez, Salah, Gakpo. But the problem is we ain't even playing against a possession team, sorry, that would give Nunez space to run. I think playing Nunez, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tom, playing Nunez against Spurs is a death wish.
That's why I said don't play him there.
Because we already know what Spurs gonna do. Park the bus. Am I lying?
I'd say the ones. I'd say the 2 games where I'm looking at it going. That might be a game for Nunez. Fulham at home and Brentford at home.
Yeah, they'll attack, so we'll have space in behind. But
They're one of the 2 games I'm looking at going. That's where Nunez probably should get a start, especially Fulham, because that's midweek. So if Nunez doesn't start against Tottenham, you can then just
you
say,
cannot
"Oh,
play
rest
Nunes
Jota."
against low block. You just can't. I'm sorry. You just can't. There's no space to run. There's no space to run. Oh my God. Our best winger, Diaz. Oh my God. I could tell you're one of Kurdish's disciples. Honestly, you're one of the disciples selection. Our best winger is the man that won 3 golden boots in the last 5 years. The man that's been in World 11s. The man that's been on podiums. The man that has done it all for Liverpool Football Club. Don't come and disrespect by bringing me a guy who's been here a year and calling me the best winger. Have some shame. Have some shame, selection. Honestly, the hatred in your heart for Mo Salah is just too much, bro. Like I ain't even, bro. I just said he should have done better against West Ham. But can we chill out on the best winger talk? Like relax, bro. Relax. How are you saying Diaz is better than Mo Salah? I wanna slap myself, bro. Wake up, akhi. Wake up. Wake up, akhi. Come on, man. Unbelievable. So,
No, but Husam, did you not see
what?
how he touched the ball against Everton last season? That automatically makes him better.
You see all these aesthetically
Football
pleasing
is
matches?
about output. That's the be-all, end-all of it. It's a cynical way of looking at it, but it's the way of looking at football. You win football matches by scoring goals. To score goals, you have to get assists. Mo Salah is the best winger in the Premier League at scoring goals and getting assists, which therefore makes him
Selection
the
would
best
love if
winger
I
in the
get
Premier League.
Elias on here and he'd tell him, oh, Haaland can't ever be the best. I disagree with that. Says who Haaland can't be the best footballer in the world? Does everyone has to
No,
dribble
he
like
can be the
Neymar?
best. He can be. There's a difference between best and gifted. There's a difference between best and gifted. Haaland can be the best footballer in the world, but he will never be the most gifted.
Yes.
In
That's
the
your
same way that
preference, Selection. That doesn't mean
in the
he's
same
better.
way that I believe Diaz is more gifted than Salah. I believe Diaz can do more with the football than Salah, but Salah will forever be better because he just produces numbers at an all-time great rate.
Unless somehow Diaz manages to win 3 golden boots in 5 years, which would be lovely. I'd love for him to do that.
Oh yeah.
Then we can bring up that
The
open up.
only attacker Liverpool have had in the past, I'd probably say 20 years, who was the perfect mix of gifted and best, was Suarez.
Thank God. I thought you were gonna go elsewhere and I was gonna fight you, but thank God. Thank God. Thank God you went there. Thank God you didn't go there.
Wait, who did you think I was going to say?
I won't even. No,
No,
they're gonna
go
fight.
on.
No.
No, go on.
I ain't gonna open that
intrigue
rabbit hole. I'm so happy you
Intrigue me.
said Suarez.
Intrigue
And
me.
by the way, I agree.
Did you think I was going to say Sturridge?
Nope.
You thought I was going to say Daniel Sturridge, didn't you?
Mhm.
Because it's not Torres. It's not Torres. I can promise you. Even though I love Fernando Torres, he was who I grew up on. It was not. Fernando Torres was not as gifted. Fernando Torres was very good at what he done. It was not. Sadio Mane did not have a. Sadio Mane's
That's
worst.
what I thought you were
Salah.
gonna say. I was gonna lose my mind.
No. Sam, do you not remember how I defended you on that tweet with Kurdish when Kurdish
so
came in
happy.
about how Mane's more gifted? Let me go find the photo again. Let me go find the photo that I just will forever send to Kurdish whenever he tries to bring up technical ability in Sadio Mane.
You know, Salah's pass comp is simply a Mane miss comp. You know that, right?
Lad, it's a joke. It's an actual joke.
Yalla, share screen before we hop off. Guys, like the video, man.
see if I can
Yalla,
find it.
subscribe. Like the video and subscribe while he finds the picture. I don't even know which picture he's speaking on.
You know what it is. If I mention Chelsea, you'll remember the picture.
I really don't.
Come on, Hassan, you gotta remember it. God, it must have been
Who
ages
said
ago.
best ever winger? We said best, the forward that had the most talent and output is Suarez. Relax,
Also,
bro. Why people over the phone?
I can't. You're right. I haven't watched John Barnes in his prime. John Barnes was pretty much retired when I was born.
Even when I was born, he was retired, I swear.
Obviously I didn't watch John Barnes in his prime, and I don't like judging players based off of YouTube comps because last time I done that, Husam Saidi sold me dreams. Oh my god, his FC20 comp, honest to God, I've never been moved like that in my life.
Was it Twente or Herenveen? Let me check.
Whoever it was, I've never been so moved in my life. There it is.
Where does he even play? Does he still play football?
I don't know if he still plays football.
It's Herenveen. I knew it was Herenveen.
Herenveen.
Hold that.
So
we thought we were
Sam,
going to do another Suarez with Herenveen.
Lad, honestly, the skills he was putting out, I was like, oh my god. But I've got the picture. It's not the best quality because the screenshot wasn't great. But do you remember what he said? Do you remember what he said? In fact, it should stay there for you. Yeah. So the whole conversation was, Kurdish said, output machine,
this is why I take Salah over 90% of wingers. You said, look at you begging it back from Salah FC, door is closed.
And he said, that's fine. I'm out in the streets watching Mane play proper ball, my guy. And then all I had to do was just drop this photo. Sadio Mane playing proper ball. This is off a Mo Salah pass as well.
Front of goal as well. You know how many times he did that shit last year? And then they come tell me we miss him. Honestly, let me do that. Anyway, listen. Give me your prediction for Spurs before I wrap up because it's like 2:30.
You know what? Let's just go for, because I believe we can get top. I believe we're going to get top 4. So to get top 4, we have to beat Spurs.
Who's dropping off? Newcastle or Man United?
Man United.
You really believe?
I believe United have a really dodgy run of fixtures. I believe they've got Brighton next, haven't they? And Brighton will be looking for revenge from the FA Cup semi-final. Then they've got Villa, and I believe Villa can really give them a game. All this is without Martinez, Maguire, and Martinez and Varane, sorry. And I think they're due another injury as well because they've played so many games with shit rotation. They've got Brighton, they've got Villa. They've dropped points today, which is what I needed. And I'm looking at West Ham away as well. And maybe even Fulham at home. But that one I'm not very confident on. But there's a couple of dodgy games in there for them. I believe we'll win all ours. And to win all ours, we've got to beat Tottenham. And I said, I reckon it will be 5-1. No, 5-1, yeah. 5-1.
Damn, man said 5-1. Okay, I love the confidence. Anyway, big up to you guys for joining us. Yet another Husam X-Top Little Man said, stop selling us dreams. Hey, listen, I'll be there this Sunday if we end up drawing. I just can smell it because this is just Liverpool. Richarlison is going to score his first Premier League goal against us because it's just so us. And everyone here knows that it's us.
Let's not think negatively. Let's go to my happy positive land. Could you imagine the scenes if on the last day we jump United into top 4?
Oh, that would
Could
be...
you imagine? After everything they've done, after everything they've said and done, era's coming to an end, this, that, and the other. If we're the team that's playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and then on Thursdays again, because
that would be unbelievable.
FA Cup don't get them Champions League.
Yeah, that would be that honestly would be unreal. That honestly would actually be unreal. If we somehow do that to them, that would be like unbelievable. Anyway, slap up the likes, guys. Subscribe. Big up to Qusay, Gagan Deep Selection, Amin, Bilal, Jack, and David for the super chats. Big up to everyone who sends in a super chat. Everyone who shows us all the love and support. Shout out to you, Selection, as well. As per usual, we always disagree. You and Tom been agreeing a lot lately, which I dislike, but no problem. Slap up the likes, guys. Subscribe. Tomorrow, I won't be doing any content, inshallah, because I've got my dad's birthday, so going out to celebrate and stuff like that. So, love for the love, my lovely people. And I'm going to go to my
Watch when we announce Bellingham tomorrow. Watch when we announce Bellingham tomorrow.
Imagine.
You get a stream of Sam in the restaurant on his phone.
It happens. Anyway, now speaking of dads, let me go to my son, Tom Little. Tom, where can people find you, my brother?
To be fair, you are old enough to be my dad at this point.
No, I'm not. I'm 10 years older
yes,
than
you are.
you.
You're like 38.
I'm not even 10. I'm 27. 6 years old. So unless I made a woman pregnant at 6 years old, then you actively cannot be my son.
Anyway, you can find me at Tom Little with a 1 on YouTube, TikTok. So I just hit 400 subs, so we're gonna try and do an ambitious push for 500 by the end of the season. See if we can get there. But yeah, I don't know what else to say apart from Salah's better than Mane. Never forget that.
Facts. You know, I'm not even gonna say anything anymore. I'm just gonna wrap it up on
also,
that.
Also, big up Kaiser Chiefs as well. Big ups to Kaiser Chiefs.
I'm an Orlando Pirate. Big up to you guys, man.
Of course you are.
I'm
We'll
a
never
pirate.
agree on anything, will we? We will never agree on anything.
The only thing we agree on is the Liverpool support, my guy. That's the only thing we agree on. That's the only thing.
And Henderson.
Bilal, he's never.
I didn't say.
He said it. Yalla, guys. See you guys
No,
next
I
time,
never-
man.
oh,
See you guys next time. Love
This
for
is
Bilal.
slander. This is
Peace out.
slander on my name. I never said he wouldn't be good for us.
That's the
This is slander.